How to take first step for talking. Lily always possessed brilliant ideas, her mind a vibrant tapestry of innovative thoughts. Yet, when it came to sharing them in English, a profound silence enveloped her. Her voice seemed to vanish, replaced by a suffocating wave of self-doubt. The fear of making mistakes paralyzed her completely, holding her back from expressing her true potential. She longed to break free. She vividly recalled that pivotal moment during the international conference. Colleagues from around the globe were passionately debating a concept she had researched extensively. Lily knew the answers, the solutions, the perfect insights. But the words, the English words, remained stubbornly trapped behind a formidable barrier of hesitation within her mind. It was truly agonizing. This recurring struggle became her personal Everest. She understood that English was no longer just a subject, but the universal bridge to global opportunities. Her career, her dreams, even her ability to connect with diverse cultures, all hinged on mastering this crucial skill. The urgency became palpable, a constant whisper in her ear. The first step, she realized, wasn't a grand speech. It was acknowledging the problem. How to take first step for talking, she pondered, staring at her reflection. It felt overwhelming. The very idea of opening her mouth to produce English sounds, especially in front of others, brought a flush to her cheeks and a tightening in her chest. Her initial attempt was a whisper. Alone in her room, she started repeating simple English phrases she heard online. "Hello, how are you? My name is Lily." It felt awkward, yet oddly liberating. This private, low-stakes practice was crucial. It wasn't about perfection, it was about moving her tongue, forming the sounds. Gradually, the whispers grew into soft murmurs. She began talking to herself in English, narrating her daily activities. "I am making coffee now. The sun is shining." This quiet self-dialogue was her safe laboratory for experimentation. It was foundational to building her nascent confidence, a truly vital phase. Next, she tackled the challenge of how to talk to anyone in English. She knew isolation wouldn't lead to fluency. Her mentor suggested finding a supportive, non-judgmental environment. A local English conversation club, despite her initial apprehension, seemed like a promising starting point for genuine interaction. The first meeting was terrifying. Her palms sweated, her heart pounded. Yet, the group leader, Sarah, was incredibly encouraging. Sarah emphasized that everyone starts somewhere, and mistakes are merely stepping stones, not roadblocks. This gentle reassurance was precisely what Lily needed to begin her real journey. Lily began attending regularly, forcing herself to utter a few sentences each time. It felt like pulling teeth sometimes, but with each faltering word, a tiny piece of her fear chipped away. This was her true English talking practice, uncomfortable but undeniably effective for building foundational conversational skills. She soon understood that the best way to learn English wasn't a single method but a multifaceted approach. It required consistency, exposure, and a willingness to embrace imperfection. There was no magic bullet, only diligent, persistent effort across various learning modalities. This holistic view transformed her strategy. Her English study plan for talking became meticulously structured. Mornings were for listening, afternoons for reading, and evenings were dedicated to active speaking practice. She even incorporated short bursts of English thinking throughout her day. This comprehensive plan ensured balanced skill development. Listening, she discovered, was paramount. How to improve your listening skills became a central focus. She started with beginner podcasts, slowing down the playback speed if necessary. Understanding spoken English was the key to responding appropriately and accurately. It was the input for her output. Gradually, she moved to English news broadcasts and TED Talks, immersing herself in authentic speech patterns. She paid close attention to intonation, rhythm, and natural pauses. Active listening, not just passive hearing, allowed her to grasp nuances and improve comprehension significantly. This dedication truly paid off. Parallel to listening, why reading is so important, became evident. Reading expanded her vocabulary immensely. When she encountered new words in spoken conversations, she often recognized them from her reading. This symbiotic relationship between input skills was truly powerful for acquisition. She began with simple, English story reading, enjoying the narrative without feeling overwhelmed by complex grammar. Gradually, she challenged herself with more intricate novels and articles, always keeping a dictionary close by. This steady progression built her lexical breadth and grammatical understanding effectively. Reading also reinforced correct sentence structures and common collocations. It helped her internalize how native speakers construct their thoughts. This passive learning was crucial for her active speaking, providing the blueprints for her own sentences and expressions. It provided the necessary linguistic foundation. The most significant shift came when she understood how to think and speak. Previously, she would formulate thoughts in her native language, then painstakingly translate them into English. This laborious process slowed her down, making conversations feel unnatural and disjointed. She consciously started forcing her brain to think directly in English. Even for simple internal monologues, she would frame them in English. "What should I eat for dinner?" became an English thought, not a translated one. This direct processing dramatically reduced hesitation. This internal monologue practice, though initially frustrating, was revolutionary. It built neural pathways for English, making the transition from thought to speech much smoother and faster. Her fluency improved markedly as the translation barrier crumbled, paving the way for spontaneity. She realized why you should practice speaking was not just about getting words out. It was about building confidence, honing pronunciation, and learning to manage the pressure of real-time communication. Practice was the forge where her speaking skills were tempered and strengthened. Lily sought out every opportunity for interaction. She joined online forums where she could type in English, then moved to voice chats. The fear never completely vanished, but its grip weakened significantly with each successful exchange, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. Her conversation partner, David, whom she met through the club, became invaluable. They would discuss daily events, current news, and even personal interests. These regular, informal chats were perfect for applying what she learned from her listening and reading practices. David never interrupted her mistakes but gently rephrased things correctly, allowing her to self-correct. This supportive feedback loop was far more effective than overt corrections, fostering a comfortable environment for learning and growth. Their sessions were instrumental in her progress. She continued her rigorous listening exercises, now tackling more complex academic lectures and documentaries. Understanding nuances, accents, and rapid-fire speech became easier. Her ear became finely tuned to the rhythms and particularities of spoken English, improving comprehension. Reading continued to be a pillar of her learning. She devoured English novels, both classic and contemporary, immersing herself in varied narrative styles and intricate vocabulary. Each book was a journey, expanding her world and her linguistic prowess simultaneously. The English study plan for talking evolved but remained consistent. She dedicated specific time slots each day, ensuring that no skill was neglected. Discipline was key, turning learning from a chore into an integrated part of her daily routine and lifestyle. She discovered that simply talking about her day in English, even to her pet, helped solidify new vocabulary and grammar patterns. This constant, low-pressure verbalization was a form of active recall, reinforcing her memory and improving her spontaneous output. Her confidence grew steadily. The awkward pauses shortened, the search for words became less desperate. She found herself responding more naturally, her thoughts flowing from her mind directly into spoken English with increasing ease and fluidity. The day finally arrived when she had to present her research to an international panel. A familiar tremor ran through her, but this time, it was accompanied by a new sensation, readiness. She had prepared diligently, not just her content, but her delivery. As she walked to the podium, she took a deep breath. She remembered all the whispered phrases, the countless hours of listening, the stories read, and the brave conversations. Each step she had taken, no matter how small, had led her to this moment. She started speaking, her voice clear and steady. The words flowed, not perfectly, but intelligibly and confidently. Her thoughts articulated themselves in English, unburdened by the previous translation efforts. This felt like a profound personal victory. She maintained eye contact, engaged with the audience, and even answered spontaneous questions with composure. The panel members nodded, listening intently, and she saw genuine understanding in their expressions. Her message was finally getting across effectively. The presentation was a resounding success. Colleagues approached her afterwards, complimenting her clarity and command of the language. This validation was immensely gratifying, a testament to her unwavering dedication and the systematic approach she had adopted. But the success wasn't just about that one presentation. It was about the transformation within herself. She was no longer Lily, the brilliant mind trapped by language barriers. She was Lily, the confident communicator, able to share her vision with the world. The journey had taught her that, how to take first step for talking, is about overcoming inertia. It's about starting small, embracing imperfection, and focusing on progress over perfection. The initial courage to merely begin unlocks everything else. She now advised others on how to talk to anyone in English, emphasizing building a supportive network. Find people who encourage, not criticize. Practice with friends, online partners, or in conversation groups. The human connection makes learning enjoyable. For English talking practice, she stressed consistency. 10 minutes every day is far more effective than an hour once a week. Regularity builds momentum and reinforces learning, embedding patterns deeper into your memory and improving recall speed. She championed the idea that the best way to learn English is personalized and holistic. Mix formal study with informal immersion. Use apps, watch movies, read books, listen to music. Find joy in the process, that sustains motivation. Her English study plan for talking became a living document, evolving with her needs. She encouraged setting realistic, achievable goals and celebrating small victories. A flexible yet disciplined approach was far more sustainable long-term. Reflecting on why you should practice speaking, Lily understood it was about empowerment. Speaking allows you to voice opinions, negotiate, persuade, and truly connect. It's the gateway to participation in global dialogues and collaborations. She often shared her tips on how to improve your listening skills. Active listening, anticipating, and summarizing mentally were key. Don't just hear the words, process the meaning in context. This deeper engagement improves retention. Why reading is so important remained a core belief. Reading provided the rich context for vocabulary acquisition and solidified grammatical structures. It allowed her to absorb the language at her own pace, revisiting difficult sections as needed. She became an avid proponent of English story reading, recommending it for learners of all levels. Stories make learning engaging and memorable. They expose you to natural language usage and cultural nuances in an enjoyable format. The pivotal shift to how to think and speak in English was her ultimate breakthrough. It eliminated the burdensome translation step, allowing for spontaneous and fluid communication. Training her brain to process directly was truly transformative. Lily's journey demonstrated that fluency is a marathon, not a sprint. There are plateaus and challenges, but consistent effort yields remarkable results. The initial fear gives way to confidence, and silence transforms into eloquent expression. Her story became an inspiration to many. She proved that anyone, regardless of their starting point, can conquer the fear of speaking English and achieve their communication goals with the right strategies and unwavering dedication. The key was starting. Just one word, then one sentence, then one conversation. Each small victory accumulated, building a mountain of progress from tiny pebbles of effort. It was a testament to the power of incremental improvement. Embrace mistakes, for they are lessons in disguise. Every stumble provides an opportunity to learn and grow stronger. Perfection is an illusion, progress is the true measure of success in language acquisition. Remember, the world is waiting to hear your voice. Your ideas, your perspectives, your unique contributions are valuable. Don't let language barriers silence your potential. Step forward, speak up, and be heard. The confidence gained in English transcended language. Lily found herself more assertive in all aspects of her life, a direct result of overcoming this significant personal challenge. The journey empowered her holistically. She now actively mentors new learners, sharing her personal roadmap to fluency. Her enthusiasm is infectious, showing others that the path, though challenging, is incredibly rewarding. It is a journey worth embarking upon. Every day brings new opportunities for practice. A quick chat with a tourist, an English podcast during her commute, or an interesting article online, every interaction contributes to her ongoing linguistic growth. Lily often reminds her students that the goal isn't just to speak English perfectly, but to communicate effectively and authentically. Authenticity and expression truly connects people, far more than flawless grammar alone. The joy of understanding and being understood, of connecting with people from diverse backgrounds, became her greatest reward. It opened up a world of possibilities she never imagined before. Language truly is a bridge. So, if you're struggling, remember Lily's journey. Take that first small step today. Start talking, start listening, start reading, and most importantly, start thinking in English. Your voice is ready to be heard.